Oh, wee. Ooh. What's cracking, yo? Crazy ass. Mother truckers. Man. So the batch of wands that I'm working on has progressed much further than before. So much further than before. Let's take a look here. I do need to be rather careful when making wands. I had so many wands in the vice clamp earlier that I was impatient on getting that scepter carved out. I got it carved out, but when I was drilling it by hand, I had the scepter in one hand and the drill in the other. The drill bit slipped and it cut my fingers right there and right there. It didn't fuck up my tattoo, and it sure as hell didn't fuck up my ability to play guitar. I could still bend my fingers. That could have been ended a lot worse than it did. So I took that as a sign that from now on, use the vice clamp when drilling sticks. But needless to say, I got the scepter carved and no bloods on it, so there you go. I was kind of ninja, actually. But this particular wand is the red, white, and blue wand I've been working on for my batch. And I finally got the paint needed to fix it. And right now I got a lot of painter's tape on it to take off. And I have to like retape it up here where the blue's at so it's more defined and tape everything else down here. And right now there's so much white paint on it that this painter's tape's kind of caked onto it, but when I get that painter's tape on, this is going to be a cool looking wand. I'm trying to offer different styles of it. You know, this blade says made in America because it's got a United States brand on it. So-and-so USA, and then on the back of it says blade made in China. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's a good knife, I'm just saying. Like, I sharpened this fucker as soon as I got it out of the box, and oh yeah, this knife's been working out very nicely. So I'm gonna try to get underneath the painter's tape without scuffing it up too bad. Worst comes to worst, I can always repaint the handle if I scuff it up too bad. So that's, you know, the gist of it. There we go. Sometimes in life, making the easiest decisions in life, it ain't easy. Sometimes making decisions in life ain't easy. Doing what feels good to you or what feels right in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life, you gotta know when to fold them and when to play them. And that's part of being a human being, I suppose, is that we're going to make mistakes when we do that sort of thing. But there we go. Now, in an effort to get my wands done, I tried to speed up the process of getting these done as quickly as possible. Now, the only thing I cannot do is glue all the wands multiple times on the handles, but at least getting the handles wrapped and everything else, once they're done being painted, that's going to be next to nothing, dude. This fourth batch of wands is coming together quite nicely, and this at-home business of mine is building up quite nicely. I really do appreciate everyone supporting me on these last 3 batches. And risking my left hand to make a badass scepter, which Like I said, when I almost stabbed myself with my own drill, I was like, yo, that's a wake-up call. Maybe I should put that in the vice clamp next time. I mean, to be fair, I was in kind of a hurry to get these wands done, but at the same time, that's no excuse for risking my hand and shit. Yeah, that looks pretty wicked. I like that. But the blue on the tip can be a bit more defined, which means I'm gonna have to put some painter's tape, kind of like from here down. That way I can make the tip more blue and stand out just like the red and the white. But the red and the white layers look good. And then once the blue layer is done, I'll take the tape off and then cover the whole thing glow-in-the-dark spray paint. And I might touch up the red too, just for the sake of it. So I just tape off the handle and this little section right here. Now, taping them off in different layers like that, it's kind of a bitch, yes, but at the same time, you can produce some really cool looking sharp wands, man. And this is cool, but it could be a lot cooler. Speaking of cool wands, I have this other one right here that I carved down just recently. It's just waiting to be polished and handled. This would be 3 Saxton's wand, all painted up. That dried very nicely. Hell fucking yeah, dude. I'll get a handle on it as soon as I can, but at least I got it to a point where it's semi-done. And that shit looked good. I'll get this one sent out when I can, but right now I gotta get all these other wands done. Son. I like making wands. I'm good at it, and I found out I make some money off of it and make other people happy because it makes me happy making them. It's a great stress reliever. It kills some time, you know. And haters try to fuck with it, and it's like, well, I got 3 batches of people that would say otherwise. People who have purchased these in the past would be like, yeah, no, y'all talking shit. You don't even know what's up. Now, could you imagine if I got my car and driver's license just from making wands? That would really stick it to the haters, wouldn't it? It'd be cool to make a Model TC cab style rat rod, hot rod deal, but at the moment it'd be a lot more convenient to find a classic car that I like here in town for a reasonable price. But if you got $4 stacked up in the fucking bank, you can find a pretty cheap classic car to drive around town in that you can put your CD player and shit into. For, you know what I'm saying? But that's down to this 4th batch of wand, you know. If I'm making like 10 to 20 wands per batch and sticking anywhere from $50 to $250 in my bank account every batch, I guarantee you I'll have enough money for that car in no time. I mean, if I was 43 and I hadn't seen any companionship in years, I consider a sex doll, yes, but like, dude, come on, I'm in my 20s. Fuck that noise right now. A car would be much more productive. I wouldn't say it would guarantee improving my chances on the dating scene, but I will say that it would make life a little bit easier. Instead of walking and freezing my Asperger's off in the dead of winter, be cruising. What the bloody hell's that tape? There it is. Now this wand right here is also going to be painted with glow-in-the-dark spray paint altogether. This is the glowing wand. That's going to glow in the dark at the handle of it right here. The base coat for that white paint is dry. So this whole thing is going to be coated in glow-in-the-dark spray paint. I'll do that in a bit. But I'm down to like what, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wands that I'm making right now. That's not too shabby, considering there's like 23 wands in the batch. Or actually 22, 23 wands, yeah. And making wands occasionally for free ends up being free advertising, you know what I'm saying? It may take some time for that wand to dry, but I guarantee you the wait is most definitely worth it. So let's see, I'll start off with tape right here. Now if you leave a big ass lip on your tear, it makes it easy to come off and it makes it easy to tear off. I like the way the blue turned out on that white. I like the way the blue and the white bleed together. That looks cool. I want to save some of that on the paint. Kind of like a blue sunny sky, if you will. That looks cool as shit. But there we go. As soon as I said that the tape broke, and that wasn't my choice, but that's just the wand talking to me, you know. Now, to take off the handle so that way I can just do the red and the blue separate. And then when those fuckers dry, tape them off on the other side and spray paint the white with some glow-in-the-dark spray paint. Boom, there you go. Hit the handle with some glow-in-the-dark spray paint too. It's got just a pinch of white on there. Especially if you're shooting off fireworks on the 4th of July, you pull this bad boy out. It's like, whoa. You did some clever filming, you can make it look like the wand was shooting off fireworks. Some clever camera angles, but where the fuck's that tape line at? God damn it. There it is. Good things happen to those who wait patiently. If I would have known that I could have made some serious money off these wands, I would have been doing it a long time ago. Because how a troll's gonna fuck with me on this when I'm doing this in my own free time? I'm not always around to finish them. Maybe I'm hanging out with homies doing my thing, whatever the case may be, but when around I can. Yeah, there we go. You shite, you little bastard. And all this excessive painter's tape will protect the areas I don't want the red getting onto. Which you might consider this to be a bit of a hassle, but you know what? It produces a better quality looking wand. It'll look cooler when it's done. Which is why these fuckers sell as quickly as they do. I'm not trying to toot my own damn horn or nothing, but this 4th batch of wands is looking good. Very good. Okay, Emperor Palpatine, settle the fuck down. There we go. That'll protect the handle from that. Which means it requires extra dry time. But custom wands like these are going to sell real quickly. It's summertime, man. Halloween's right around the fucking corner. I'm just saying. Between summer, October, November, December. I mean, wood's going to be a lot harder to get in the wintertime, but I'll still pull it out the best I can. With the weather being nice at the moment, it's very convenient, especially because it makes getting warm wood so much easier. Get that tip, let the excess drip. Bust a mad rap about making wands for Etsy. Fuck these haters trying to act sketchy. Oh. You eat less and exercise more, and I guarantee you'll lose a little bit of weight. I'm just saying, Facebook, people on social media think I'm doing drugs, and I'm like, fuck that shit. Hard drugs are for losers, man. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I'm making wands, fool. Let the shit drip. Excessively, there we go, girl. Oh. Trying to type that goddamn blue line. I don't think so, Scooter. There we go. America, fuck yeah, coming to save the day. It's like Cat Williams says, America's some goddamn bullies. We don't give a shit. We will start some fucking shit over nothing and say it's a terrorist, bottle of wine. It just makes Americans look trigger happy, and it's like, well, that's just bloody fantastic, isn't it? Excuse me. But the handle on this one right here is definitely glow in the dark. That's no fucking lie. The custom paint job on this one is going to take for freaking ever to dry, but the result is going to be so freaking worth it. This gives me something to do. Other than sit on my ass all day, sit on my Asperger's all day, and complain about society's stupid shit. I'm going to sit here like, it'd be nice to have a new drink combination or maybe some tobacco, well, if you want drink and tobacco and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Make another batch of wands. Put 20 of it in there and see how much money you make. See how fast they sell out. Now, putting 20 wands in the fourth batch gives people more chances to buy a wand. And because of the irony of it, I'm going to include a Rasta-themed wand in the batch. For all you Rastafarian fans out there. I've already made a rainbow-colored wand for the next batch. It looks like an acid trip threw up on a stick, man. It's cool looking. But, if you want to produce cleaner lines with a multicolored wand, painter's tape is your best friend. And the first time I tried using painter's tape on a wand, I did a custom wand job for one of my newly acquired female friends, and she absolutely loves the shit out of it. So that's cool. That shit tells me that, if you offer the custom different jobs that you do at the same price, they're guaranteed to sell. Now, let's say I wanted to make that same pattern that I did on the other stick, but a much cleaner job so the colors aren't just bleeding into each other. Painter's tape. Doing one color at a time until it gets to the tip. And then I'm going to tape some of the purple off on the tip so that the tip of it glow in the dark too. It's kind of a bitch to do, but it gives me different ideas and ways to spin these wands so people aren't just bored with the same 10 colors. Like, okay, he's already done red, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Now, to protect this glow-in-the-dark handle from I'm down to the last couple of wands. I got that scepter carved out. By the time next month rolls around, I'm going to have these wands done by the 3rd or the 4th. Guaranteed. I play enough games. Some of them are going to take a bit longer to dry than others, but I'm over here making wands, and it's like, the fuck are these haters doing with their lives? Oh yeah, jack shit. So I'll put tape right there around the edge of that. Let me tell you something. Imagination is a very powerful magic, Facebook. Kids these days are so caught up in technology that it's very easy for them to sit on their ass in front of the TV and do nothing but play video games or watch all the stupid shit going on in our world. And they're growing up around that, watching older kids eat Tide Pods going, well, I guess it must be cool to do that. And the parents happen to be like, no, they're just being stupid younger millennials. Don't do that. That's bad. Like, parents are having to step up their fucking game because people are being stupid, and it's like, like half the shit going on in our society is giving me a fucking migraine. I made a pretty savage meme, though. I took a screenshot of some YouTuber snorting a condom, and the screen caption said, "This is what happens when abstinence only safe sex education is taught in schools." And it's got some chick with a condom hanging out of her fucking nose. Oh, dude, I couldn't stop laughing for 10 minutes. I'm like, that is politically savage, bro. Like, I posted that to Facebook with, like, no mercy. And if people get offended by that shit, I'm like, well, then let's look at Europe and how low their teen pregnancy is. I mean, parents know when kids are lying to them and vice versa, so why do it? Like, people aren't as stupid as other people give them credit for. Like, people watching me like I'm stupid, and I'm just like, that's cool. That'll work out very nicely in my favor. So yeah, you go ahead and fucking do that, man. Assume what you assume. See how far it gets you in life. My life is too short to be a judgmental prick, but there you go. Now that I got this handle protected, I'm not going to take the paint off the handle until the whole fucking thing is painted. This may take a little bit of extra tedious taping and drying, but it's something to do, Facebook, instead of sitting on my ass and just complaining to you about society's bullshit. So to make these lines stick out better, let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. It's going to require a lot of tedious taping and untaping, but I guarantee you this one's going to look a bit neater than the one I did. Now, the one I did for the Etsy store has its own unique sort of coolness because it's just freehand, and that's why people buy them. I'm not trying to be that guy, but when you haven't had pussy in a long ass time and you got society shoving sex down our throats, it's not just frustrating for me, it's frustrating for everybody else. Like, you're motherfuckers who've never had it and they already feel pressured into something that they've never even done. It's like, that's bullshit, dude. Oof. Oof. So if my younger fans have not experienced it yet, don't be in a rush to lose it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm getting at. I guarantee that this is going to look funky as fuck until all the colors are done, but that's alright. Let the excess drip off, and it's just one stinking color at a time. You take all this tape off and redo the same process until, you know, you want to make sure that the red's dry, and you want to make sure that's taped off before you do your next section. And it'll create a nice, crisp, clean line between the two. Well, these wands being covered in painter's tape, they both kind of look identical, but one's patriotic and the other one's a bit more, you know, psychedelic. Let's see. Oh, yes. Now, this is what I did by freehand going on the Etsy store. I get them all to this point before dust off that sawdust. There we go. But yeah, I get them all to this point before I add the handles individually and punch them. This will be available with one of the 20 batches. Oh, I mean with the 19 other ones, you know what I meant, yeah. That shit's, this is freehand. So if you didn't want to like do the lines, you could try doing it like this. And there's like a little bit of sawdust on it, but you can see this blue and purple at the very end of it, just barely. And this is what it looks like when the colors bleed. Now this one turned out pretty fucking sick, yo. Right there. That's going to be available on Etsy soon enough, too. That's going to look sick with the handle when it's going to look sick when it's done. And that's just a classic looking one, and that's sharp as fuck, too. All these ones are for batch number 4. But I'm glad you're here, 3 Sext, and I wanted to show you something really cool. Your wand's done drying on the paint. I'll get a handle on it as soon as I can, but there you go. That is sweet looking, man. I'll get that sent out as soon as I can. But there it is, semi-finished. I've been busting ass burgers on these wands, trying to get them done as quickly as possible. And yeah, that allowed me, I'm at a point with the wands where I can work on side wands just for the fun of it, you know, not because I have to. The point being is it gives me something to do. Now, a wand like this, the black slate, needs to be touched up right there. That's an easy fix. Now, if I go through each one and inspect them in the light just to make sure that it's all touched up before I add handles and everything, you know what I'm saying? They'll look a lot cooler and such. And that's an easy fucking touch up, yo. Was the paint. put blast of black on that section right there. I want the excess stuff into the trash can before I drape it over 2 paint cans. That way it can dry on until it's too dry. I mean, it's a process, but it works, YouTube, Facebook. There's a reason why people are buying these out as quickly as they are. I'm just saying. Paint on that one looks good. Paint on this one definitely looks good. Dude, right the fuck on, that was righteous. Yeah, that green one looks good too. Going through and making sure all the paint on these are good. I got the paint. Oof. Yeah, there's a little bit of spot right there where the blue can be touched up. It's good to notice these things now before you sell them, mind you. Switch that one over. Shit. That's like the hang on the edge. That was pretty good. Both these are getting the same color right here anyway, so as soon as the red's done on this one, I'll have to down on the side, untape it, put some other color on it and shit, you know. But this one's going to be set to the side. Yes, these are all going to be nice when they're done. That's no bullshit. Very nice indeed. Let's see, the purple one. Pink looks good on the purple. Yes, it's my way. Yeah, no, that's I can be lazy, but no, let's make these look good. was a paint on the rest of these. That one's good. This one's good. That's good. For this for the look of it. It's a little black right there. This one's a little black right there. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, I get sawdust on the finish. No, I did not. Cool. Even if I did, but still. Stare right there, you bastard. There we go. This involves delicately placing a bunch of wands on top of paint cans if I have to get them to dry a little bit quicker, but it speeds things up quite nicely if I do say so myself. So doing one at a time, I'm able to get done several at a time. The paint job on that. Okay, how the fuck did I pull that off? That's kind of cool. And to avoid this other wand getting caught in the crossfire of any future sort of spray paint, yes. But you look at the way the white drizzled down on the handle, it kind of formed a margin M almost. Don't know how the fuck I pulled that off, but that's cool looking, man. This paint job looks sick. And when a paint job like this looks this good, then you definitely want to set it to the side so it doesn't get caught anywhere near the workbench, because the paint job on this is perfecto. Yeah. It's dry enough. It's not going to come off on the hands. Yeah. That's cool looking, yo. I'm going to set this over here. I don't want that paint job getting ruined. That is, yeah. So people often ask, well, can you do custom paint jobs? And the answer is yes, but to be honest, it takes longer. So I'm trying to make them in basic, easy 1-2 colors. That way they dry quicker. It's just, but there's only a couple of ones that need touched up on the paint, other than the two I got in the vice clamp right here, the one I hold in my hand, the ones that were straight across. It's a very delicate process, but when it's all said and done, they look cool. All the other paint, all the other wands looks good, but there's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the red, white, and blue wand that I'm making for Etsy. And, well, the paint's not completely dry. It's probably going not to be a little bit sticky, but let's see if we can't take it off. Well, no, we'll use the painter's tape on the handle until the red's done drying, but painter's tape is the only tape that doesn't mix with paint. Well, duh. But you can sit there and you can use electrical tape, and when paint dries with that, it creates a nice seal. Put some Mod Podge on it when it's done being painted, and when it gets wet, it'll create a foggy tint, but it'll protect the paint nonetheless. I seen it happen when I was carrying my staff out in the rain one time. Paint job on it got a little foggy, but then as soon as it dried, it was like, whoa, okay. See how this works? Cool. So trust and believe that scepter's going to be $54 or damn near stab myself making it, and not intentionally neither. No words for better for worse. You know, I wasn't tripping out about it. I'm just saying, like, goddamn fucking nicked myself with the drill bit. I'm like, well, that felt good. Didn't fuck anything up. My tattoo's fine. My hand's fine. I'm just saying. That was kind of like a wake-up call, like, yay, dipshit. I should wait for this to dry a bit more before I try taking the tape off, but it's still pretty fresh. And let it dry with the 3 coats on it, or the 3 separate coats, I mean. But just get tape. Come off. It won't come off, you sneaky bitch. Cheap little bastard. And making a cool wand like this, it's not gonna happen overnight. I mean, you gotta develop a knack for it, you know, and that sort of thing. Come on, you fucking bastard. That tape don't want to come off to it. Damn. Because you might get some funny looks if you got red on your fingertips. If you're looking at you like, what? Thinking that better be paint. So I'm just getting red paint on my blade. No, fuck that. Shit, that one's not gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to wait till this one dries a bit better. I don't want to fuck it up. I'm eager to get that painter's tape off and get this wand looking good, but still. Can at least get all this fucking tape off right here. This might take a bit longer to do in layers, but it's totally worth it. People just gotta find their calling in life, you know, shit. People make life way too fucking complicated, man. This particular style of paint job on the wand takes a lot of taping if you don't want to freehand it. And with the stick this small, you don't have to tape it. Shag nasty. Because people would simply ask, what's that in your hand? Oh, it's a wand. Oh, it's kind of cool looking. Where'd you get that? It was made for me. Boom. Free advertising. You feel me, Facebook. So sometimes giving a wand away for free ends up being good for business. But I don't do it too often, but every so often. Especially if they're fucking walking around, you know, like, hey, look at me, you know, look what I got. Get off of these. Get it off of you, bastard. Okay. Painter's tape makes a mess, but it's easy to clean up and it produces a cool looking wand. You should tape it to just right. Okay, now we're talking. That's exactly what I was looking for. Oh yeah. Look at that. A nice thin red stripe. Make the one in the orange a little bit bigger, but not too much bigger than yellow, then green, then blue, and then purple on the tip. But you really want to make sure that your paint's done drying before you add more painter's tape, otherwise It'll come right off as soon as you peel it. So right now it kind of just looks like a red wand with painter's tape on it. It don't look like much, but by the time the paint's all said and done drying, it's going to be cool looking. But nothing else to do at this point except try to make wands. You know, it's sometimes in life that's all you can do. Now going forward, I should avoid taking the paint off the handle until the whole thing's painted. I just have that feeling. Because sometimes colors like to bleed onto each other and shit. And all you can do is, produce, add some more tape to that red, cover it, leave a little space for the orange, and then the next color. And then, you know what I'm saying? Rather than do multiple colors at once, do each color one at a time. And wait for it to dry patiently. And if you're doing multiple colors on wands, this is the way to do it. Granted, yes, it takes for freaking ever, but the results are cool. Oh, look at that. Red paint's a little bit sticky, but it's not coming off on the fingers. There we go. This is the fucking painter's tape. There it is. Now, the paint's just a wee bit sticky, Facebook. It's dry enough or it's not going to come off on my hands. Then it should be dry enough or it's not going to come off on the tape. And if you're doing a light coating especially, just light enough to cover it. One way to find out. Oh yeah, we Gucci. That ain't coming off at all. Oh, give me a little bit. Hold on a second. Okay, well that red's still drying. Then let's get that orange section mapped out. Now, if you don't want to freehand this, you don't want the colors to bleed into each other. And this is really the only way to do it. Now, is it time consuming? Very. But I guarantee you that when it's all said and done, it'll produce what you want it to look like. So if you wanted like a psychedelic looking hippie stick, type wand, there you go. I saw just a slight speck of it come off, but not enough to affect the paint. But it's enough for like, all I can do is wait for it to dry at this point. One measly color at a time. Almost said fuck it on the handle, but then I was kind of like, no. I had a vision for this one. Let's make it happen because I didn't have the paint to make it happen. So I had to wait patiently to get this one done. Something tells me that I'm going to be glad I waited patiently for this to get done the way I wanted it to look. The customer gives me an idea what they're looking for. And when I tell them what they're looking for, it's like, well, okay, check this out. This is what you're looking for. And so far, I haven't heard any complaints from nobody on this sort of thing. Because I'm good at what I do.